You know what to do, but then you can't do it when you need to do it. Have you ever experienced that? Of course you have. It's really called self-doubt. You know how to trade, you know what to do, but then right there, right where literally money is put at risk, something happens and you fall into something different. You freeze, you hesitate, you become confused, and then what happens is the moment gets by. It's gone, and all that great knowledge you have, all that great understanding you have is washed away and it's gone. Happens all the time in trading. And you go, why? Why does that happen? I'm smart enough, I have the right knowledge, but why can't I make this thing work? What's happening here? Well, friends, there's two things you need to understand about this problem of knowing what to do, but not knowing how to do it when you need to. And it really starts with this ability to understand the biology of fear and what the biology of fear is all about versus what you think you're all about. Fundamentally, what's happening for most people when they hit into that hesitation, when they hit in that confusion, when they hit into that freeze mode, there's no way. Because what's happening is there's a biological phenomenon that is basically evolutionary in nature, and it's with the limbic system, it's with the emotional brain. What you're doing, it has a powerful need to be able to stop you from making a mistake that from its viewpoint is causing biological threat. It sees you putting money at risk as a biological threat. And so what it's doing is it's literally just doing its mission, it's doing its purpose. It's sitting there and arresting you, bop, hijacking the mind that trades. Now you experience that as like confusion, or you may experience that as freezing, and or you'd be sitting there and you're going, what happened to me? I know what to do. Now why can't I do it when I need to do it? It's this right here, is your limbic system, your emotional brain, has a totally different agenda than your thinking brain. Your thinking brain, want to win, you want to be able to generate wins and income and stuff like that. The survival brain, the emotional brain, doesn't want to do that. It wants to survive this moment. And there's the crunch. It's built for short-term survival. It's built to make certain of that survival. And you're putting it in a position where it is no longer certain. That moment of certainty, uncertainty, produces the vulnerability that produces fight-flight. You experience that fight-flight as like, I can't do anything. I'm frozen right here. Why can't I do it? Or the confusion, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know. It doesn't make sense. I don't know. That's what the deal is. Okay, that's the first part of it. That's the biology that you're going to have to learn how to master. You're going to have to learn how to master the biology of the emotion. Otherwise, you never get to the psychology. And psychology is pretty simple, really. The psychology is literally about, you're sitting there with a belief system that says, you know something? I don't know. What if I'm a lose? What if I lose? What if I lose? And you can feel the tightening and stuff like that. But what I want you to notice, the belief system that's being revealed here is that you have a fear of loss. And that fear of loss, from a psychological standpoint, is combining with the biology that literally doesn't want you in the trade, and it's stopping you. And remember, for the biology, for you to not get in the trade is a victory. If you don't get in the trade, you don't risk the possibility of biological danger, according to the emotional brain. On the psychology end, what you're doing is, if I don't lose, what if I lose? I'm going to be proving that I'm inadequate, that I don't matter. And this is what the whole deal is that you're going, oh my gosh, the biology that I brought to trading and my psychology that I learned and adapted to is playing against me. The question really becomes, what am I going to do about it? Friends, what has to happen is that you have to learn how to regulate the emotion. That's in our work, that's with the breathing, that's with the muscle tension work, where you realize that the actual emotion has a biological signature, and you start manipulating that, and you stop the emotion from taking over the thinking mind. But even more than that, when you get to the psychology, this is the big part, in that you have to be able to learn to say, you know something, ultimately, I need to be able to learn to face my fear, not avoid it. And in facing that fear, you end up realizing that I have to develop some parts of myself that I have not developed. You're going to have to develop literally the discipline of a ruler. You're going to have to develop the courage of a warrior. You're going to have to develop literally the compassion of a caregiver and the impartiality of a sage. These are elements that live within you. They're biological, but have not been developed to work under stressful conditions. They may have been able to work before in other conditions, but stress is a different thing. The moment that you're challenged by the uncertainty of risk and capital, you've got stress. The key is, can you confront that self-limiting belief, transform it into saying, you know something, I never had power over outcome. What I do have power over, though, is the mind that I bring to the performance in the moment. The power that I have to actually execute, that's what I have power over. Friends, that's what has to happen. You have to be able to master the biology of the emotion. Then you have to be able to master the beliefs behind your psychology and that fear of loss. That whole motion of loss has to change. You're going to have to become a great loser to minimize losses. Your whole concept of winning is going to have to change. It's going to have to go, well, I'm not going to control outcome. That's not winning anymore. What winning is controlling your performance. And friends, that's something you can learn to do. Come and learn. Come to the website. Get a free book. Look around and start recognizing, do I really want to develop the mind that can actually make my dreams come true? The mind that you brought to trading is not going to work, friends. It's going to have to be redeveloped for probability. Okay? It's built for certainty. You're going to have to transform it to work with probability and uncertainty. It's not going to happen because you will it. It's not going to happen because of magic. It's going to happen because you go into the brain, into the mind, and change the very neural biology of belief and the way you intersect with uncertainty. That's what's going to change the equation, friends. The question is, are you ready to do it? Are you ready to take that step and become the trader you could be? Come and find out.